Everyone online seems to be saying the same thing, that starting an online business is easier than ever. And sure, with AI, templates, and side hustle gurus everywhere giving you advice, it is easier to start. But easier to start doesn't mean easier to succeed. The harsh reality is that most online businesses launching in 2026 won't even make it past their first $1,000. And it's not because people aren't working hard, it's because they're chasing the wrong model. I'm Abbey Ashley, and I've spent the last decade helping my community of 140,000 freelancers launch and grow their own businesses, many to 6 and 7 figures. That means I know what's working right now. So here's a plan for today's video. First, we're going to take a look at why most businesses fail in 2026. Then I'll reveal the one model that's actually working and show you my 8-step blueprint to starting a business that's profitable from day one. First, let's take a look at why most businesses fail and don't even make it past that first $1,000. I'll start with a story of my own journey. When I first started a business, I had no idea what I was doing, and I had seen a blog saying that people could buy and resell textbooks online. So I scoured the internet, and lo and behold, I found a textbook online that was $10 that I could buy, have shipped to my house, and then sell it for $20 at a buyback online site. Oh my goodness, instant profit, right? So I did it. I had the book shipped to my house, and then I went, exchanged at the post office, and I saw the $20 in my bank. At first, this was exciting. It was a rush. I had actually made money. But once the business started to pick up, aka I found more books online that I could resell, I started realizing a few things that were very flawed in this model. First, there was no recurring revenue model. Essentially, every time I wanted to make money, I had to buy a book and resell it online, and I just had to keep doing that action every single time and just making one sell at a time. There wasn't anything where I make the sale once and keep making money. Later in this video, I will share with you why recurring revenue is one of the most important parts of a business. But for now, just know this model did not have it. Additionally, my profits were razor thin. When you took into consideration the expense of the book, the gas that I needed in order to go back and forth to the post office, the shipping the books to these places, it really just didn't end up a whole lot of money at the end of the day. And because of those razor thin margins, it wasn't scalable. A scalable model means that I could have built the business beyond myself and maybe hired other people so I'm not the one grinding in it day after day. And it really just wasn't possible with that model. And the third reason it failed is because, frankly, I hated it. I was pregnant at the time and had a 2-year-old. And let me tell you, it is not fun hauling 100 pounds of books on my shoulder every single day, rain, shine, or snow, with a 2-year-old in tow. No, thank you. And so many of the businesses that I see people touting of here's how to make money quick have these same essential flaws. I can't tell you how many people have told me to start a TikTok shop because they made $2 selling a pair of jeans online, right? Again, not super scalable, not high profit margins, and I wouldn't enjoy doing that. You look at starting a restaurant or a drop shipping business either, and the profit margins, again, are just so low. I have a lot of friends who sell things on Etsy, but very few of them are making awesome money because, again, it's just one-time sales. There's no recurring revenue model. After 10 years of working with entrepreneurs, I can tell you the ones that are most successful aren't pursuing these fly-by-night TikTok trends. The reason I'm creating this video is because I've been so frustrated seeing so many people give up on entrepreneurial dreams because they think they're a failure when in actuality, they're just pursuing a bad business model. So let's talk about a business model that's creating real income and real freedom for real people starting from day one. The model that's working now are digital services. In fact, don't just take my word from it. A few years ago, I heard Kevin O'Leary, yes, the shark himself, release this video. Check it out.
If I have to start a side hustle right now to make extra money, I would go into the online digital assistant business.
Whenever I saw this video, I thought, yes, somebody else gets it. See, I've been training people to start their own virtual assistant business since 2016. Now, many of my VAs don't just stay VAs. They may become Pinterest managers, or they may become YouTube editors, or they may run full-blown agencies that have a variety of services. But most of them start off as general virtual assistants. So whether you start off as a general VA or you have a different freelancing niche that you have in mind, let me explain to you why these digital service businesses are the best ones to start in 2026. Reason number one is the low barrier to entry. Literally, you can start a virtual assistant business with internet and a reliable laptop. That means you don't have to have a certification. That means that you don't have to have thousands of dollars in startup inventory. You literally can start with the skills you already possess, and you can start marketing to people you know who are small business owners. Number two is that there is no audience required. In fact, at no point in running a digital services or virtual assistant business do you ever have to grow a massive following. And here's why. Most virtual assistants can replace their income with just 4 clients. You heard me. 4. That means you don't need tens or hundreds of thousands of followers on TikTok or Instagram. You don't need thousands of people coming to your Etsy store every month. You need 4 people to say yes. Number 3 is because virtual assistant services are in high demand. Coaches, online course creators, small businesses, mom and pop stores, all are hiring virtual assistants to help them with their small business tasks. Number 4, I believe that virtual assistants is AI proof, and here is why. People think, oh, AI is going to replace virtual assistants, and that is not true. We still need a human element to so many parts of our business. It's not that AI is going to replace virtual assistants. It's that virtual assistants who are using AI in their business and to help their clients are going to replace the ones who are not. And lastly, and probably my favorite reason, is that it is such a scalable model. See, a virtual assistant business can run on very high profit margins. You don't have cost of goods. You literally are selling a service. So it may be that you are selling that service and you are a solopreneur. It may be that you turn this into an agency and you're paying your subcontractors 20, 30, 40% of the money that comes in, but then you're left with the remaining, right? And this is how so many of our virtual assistants have scaled their businesses to 6 and even 7 figures if they choose to do so. And I emphasize that if they choose to do so because I also want to point out that if you decide that, man, I'd love just to make a few $1,000s as a side hustle while I homeschool my kids, that's great too. That's one of the other things I love about this digital services or virtual assistant business is that literally it can grow with you in your seasons of life. It can be as small as you want it to be or as big as you want it to be. This was Sadie's story. She joined my program in 2018, was able to quit her job just 3 months later and started her own VA agency helping women entrepreneurs. In that time, she was even able to take a 3-month paid maternity leave and her business kept running while she snuggled her newborn. Kaylee literally stumbled on the virtual savvy and had no idea this path even existed. A year later, she was running her own VA an online business manager agency, working with dream clients, and says she's living her best life. Lynette left a 15-year corporate career to start her virtual assistant business, and within a year, she was fully booked. Now she's expanded into operations and says that joining the program was the best first decision she ever made. So we know that the digital services industry is the industry to be in for 2026, but the way you go about it is vitally important because honestly, you could get this wrong. So let's go into my step-by-step blueprint of how I would start a digital services or virtual assistant business in 2026 if I was starting all over. Get ready to take notes because this is my exact blueprint, what I am teaching my students right now because it is working. There are 8 steps to this plan, and step number 1 is to choose your services. Now, I mentioned that most of my virtual assistants start off with what we call general admin. Those are things like answering emails, data entry, scheduling social media posts, doing customer inquiries, or managing a group, maybe doing research or travel booking for a client. All of these services are considered general admin services, and these are great to start out with because so many small business owners just need that load lifted off their plate. This is how I tell 90% of my VAs to start, is to start with these general admin services. However, maybe you're the 10% that is coming in with a really high value skill. Maybe you know how to build Squarespace websites, or you know how to build a sales funnel. By all means, you can come into your digital services agency with that high-end specialty or potentially with a niche, right? I tell most of my VAs to start out very general. Small business owners are your niche, but you may say, I have 20 years in the real estate industry. Please start a real estate VA agency if that is the case. However, choosing your services doesn't have to be complicated. You can literally just start with those general admin skills. Step number 2 is to set your rates and your packages. I tell most of my beginner virtual assistants to start off with hourly packages. Now, why would I say that? The thing is that when you're first starting out, you don't know how long something is going to take you, right? So while I love seeing people eventually have a Pinterest management package that they charge $800 a month for, and as they get faster, they're not penalized because they are making the same amount of money, whether it takes them 10 hours or 2 hours, right? So that is an awesome way to eventually go. But at the beginning, again, we don't know how long things will take. And so hourly packages are great. Your packages can be simple. They can look something like this. Here's package 1, which is $300 a month. That means that the small business owner is going to get 10 hours of virtual assistant services every month. This is a rate of $30 an hour. Now, this could easily also be $40 or $45 an hour. Your first package would simply be $400 or $450 a month. In this case, 20 hours of VA work is $600 a month, and 40 hours is $1,200 a month. That means that someone choosing that $1,200 package is getting 10 hours per week of virtual assistant services from you, and that is the value you're giving to the small business owner. And you'll note this is a reoccurring revenue model, one of the key important things that you need to have for a successful online business in 2026. Step number 3 is to determine your working hours. How much do you actually want to work per week? Now, this can give you a clue to what your packages should look like as well. If you have a 10-hour per week package, but you can only work 20 hours per week, you know that you can sell 2 of your largest package. So this is really going to help you know what your financial capacity is if you stay a solopreneur. And of course, if you want to make more money than that capacity, you can niche down and you could have a higher end service where you could charge more, or you can consider building a team like an agency. Step number 4 is to choose your business name. And guys, so many of us complicate this process. So my biggest piece of advice here is to choose action over perfection. I was able to build a 6-figure agency from my basement apartment with the name Ashley Assistants. Yes, it's just my last name with the word assistants attached to it. It really doesn't matter in the long run as much as you think it does. You can always change it down the line. Don't go and print 10,000 business cards or anything like that. Just go ahead, say by this Friday, end of day, whatever I come up with, that's going to be my business name, and keep moving forward. Now, you will want to make sure that that name is not trademarked, that you do have a domain that you can buy pretty inexpensively, because again, we're looking for low startup fees for this type of business. So make sure that you have those T's crossed and I's dotted. But after that, choose that name and keep moving forward. I'd love to know in the comments below, do you already have a business name picked out? If so, drop it in the comments. Or maybe you're still trying to figure it out. Drop your options in the comments and maybe my team and I can help you decide on one. Step number 5 is to set up your onboarding system. What is an onboarding system? Well, before you go out and start selling your packages, you need to know what's going to happen when a client says, yes, I want to hire you, right? How are they going to pay you? Are they going to need to sign a contract? Spoiler, yes, please have them sign a contract. What does it look like to actually onboard the client? Usually you'll start off with a kickoff call, which is a this is how I work call, right? This is what correspondence is going to look like. Would you like them to text you or email you or Slack you with new projects? You maybe set up a project management software like Asana or Monday or ClickUp or Trello. If all of this is gibberish, don't worry. We will cover it in future videos. You're going to get access to any passwords or software inside of that kickoff call that you'll need in order to do their tasks. This is vitally important that you know what this call is going to look like before you start signing clients. Step number 6 is to get legal. What is it going to take to actually run a business from your home in the state, city, county that you live in? The best thing you can do here is to check out your local chamber of commerce, give them a call, see what is actually needed in your area. Are there any special licenses that you need to get? In addition, you want to have their contract set up, and you need to decide if you're going to set up an LLC right away or not. Step number 7 is to set some goals. I love the quote, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. And that is the case here too, right? If you don't set goals and you're just wandering aimlessly. In fact, I have a free goal sheet that you can just steal. You can go to thevirtualsavvy.com/goals. It's yours for free, no opt-in required. That's how much I want you to create some goals, okay? And you may not know what your business is going to look like 12 months from now. That's okay. Just go ahead and make some goals and start attempting. I promise You will go further if you have goals than if you don't, all right? So it may look like I'm going to complete a course within my first month. And then by month 2, I'm going to start marketing. By month 3, I'll get my first client. Month 4, my second. Month 5, I'm going to be ambitious and sign 2 more clients, right? I'm going to get my first subcontractor in 6 months. Just go ahead and set those goals so you have some direction in your business of where you're headed. All right. And then step number 8 is to start marketing. My very favorite step. Here's the thing, guys. Just like any business, you can't just sit passively by and expect that clients are going to come to you. The number one key to marketing your business is relationships. And that might sound scary. I mean, let's be honest, it's harder to make friends as an adult, right? So there are some really, really great ways that you can go about doing this. There are templates that you can follow. There are methods that are working in the industry right now. And so I want to do this for you. I have a free 60-minute training that tells you all the things you need to know about how to market your small business. It's called Become a Booked Out Virtual Assistant, and you can access it with this link right here. I also have it in the description below. I'm going to share with you inside of it my 3 favorite ways to find clients. These are the methods that are working in 2026. Make sure you check them out. You probably clicked on this video wondering what the best business was to start in 2026 and hoping that there was some secret or shortcut. But the reality is that the secret, the shortcut is just in a good business model. But now you know it's not about following trends or funnels or followers. It's about a good, solid business model. One with reoccurring revenue, one that is scalable and that you actually enjoy. If you enjoyed this video, make sure that you like it, share it with a friend if it's something that they need to hear, guys. I am so passionate about this business because it really, really does help people. And I've seen the transformation that people have had in their lives when they simply step out and take a chance on themselves. Now, the number 1 step in my blueprint is to choose your services. And if you are still trying to figure out what are the best services to offer, especially right now, then I've got a little something for you. This video right over here tells you the 5 most requested services that people are looking for when hiring a VA for the very first time. You've got to go check it out. All right, that's it for today. I'll see you in the next video.